Hello and welcome. In this short video, we'll look at Worksoft Certify's AI-driven magic search. You will learn how the AI magic search in Worksoft Certify saves time and prevents duplicate process creation. Worksoft Certify now includes an AI search capability to find similar processes, preventing the need to duplicate tests. One of the most common questions our customers have is, once I've created a capture, how do I know if this process has already been automated? The new AI algorithm powering Magic Search will score processes and identify ones that interact with the same applications in similar ways versus simple code comparison. Well, let's dive into how this actually works. This artificial intelligence algorithm, what does it do? Well, Magic Search looks for similar processes that interact with the same applications, windows, and objects. Individual processes, or processes with subprocesses, are analyzed to find ones that interact with the same UI elements. The order of the steps and missing actions are handled by the AI algorithm. So that means you can do similar things in a different order in the user interface, and the algorithm is what figures out are things actually the same or not. When a process is structured different or levels of subprocesses are different, the traditional code level comparison will see differences. Magic Search, on the other hand, sees the differences of the interaction with the application and suggests similar processes, ignoring the test case structure. So let's see how this works. Here I have a capture file, and as you know, captures show how we've interacted with the UI in different windows. Okay, so what I'm going to do is import this capture and create a new certified process. So I'll right click, say new capture, I'll say create subprocesses because I like my things organized, and I'll import. Okay, here we go. We have Magic Search 3 was created. Let's open this up. So I can see there's different elements here. I've have different UI things that have gone in place and data. Now, a common question is, does this already exist? I know that Ty and I, one of my coworkers, were working on a similar part of the application. Has he already built routines for this or subprocesses, or is this capture completely new? So what I can do is go to the new Magic Search selection, and I'm going to search in Ty's sandbox versus my sandbox, and I'm going to say include subprocesses because I included subprocesses as mine. So when I click search, you'll notice it went through 602 processes in his folder and scanned all of them and started saying, okay, what is similar? So this means the AI algorithm defined signatures and verified and scored. So you'll notice the scores will never be 100. This is a relative score based on basically a very long number. So what I can do is double click and say, okay, I see a process compare. So here's my process over here. So I can see I have a input statements over here for the document type and sales distribution. Well, Ty has them, but his is not in subprocesses. Looks like his is one linear process. Okay, so it looks like this was a capture he brought in, but he hasn't done anything to actually like refactor it and such. So it kind of looks like mine. So let's see at the second one, score 14. We'll look at the simple order. Okay, this is interesting. He's actually created some subprocesses here. So if I start opening this up, I can see he's created data variables for the data elements that I've created. Okay, so this actually looks like a much better match. Now, it had a lower score. So why is this? Oh, I can see here he's already put the process in to log into the HANA system, and I haven't put any of those type things in mine. So mine is literally just the recording. I haven't done any refactoring to say execute the login process for these different systems. So ideally, this is probably he's probably got a process that does this already. If I look at the comparisons of what he's done, he's entered data, he's actually variabilized it. So this is probably a better match. So instead of actually rewriting this process, I'm going to say right click, I'm going to say show in Finder, and what we'll see is Certify will navigate to that process so I can see, okay, this is over in his Converge 1, he's got a simple order, so he's actually doing some things here, and he's already got the processes. So if I look at these sub processes here, looks like he's got some things that are actually variabilized. So it looks like he's already working on this. Maybe it's completed, I'm not sure. So what I need to do is actually talk to Ty and say, hey, I've noticed you've already got some processes. If I come to simple order, he's actually got some sub processes here. So he's actually leveraging some existing processes to log into the system. So I probably should use the same type things. So with Magic Search, what we can do is we can see how processes are similar, and it's irregardless of the order and the number of steps. So if I look farther down and I double click here, what I'll see here is maybe he's got part of a sub process. So it looks like he's got the shipping points, which is part of my process over here, not the complete process. So it looks like we've got some sub processes that are similar. Because we have matching interactions with the user interface, it did say they're similar, but it's got a lower score. Okay, so I can see here as it keeps going down, the like less similar they are, maybe these are smaller components that are parts of tests themselves, they'll get a lower score. And what I'm most interested in is things with the higher score itself. So I'm going to say the things that are like within the top 75% of matching, that's what I'm interested in comparing. So hopefully this will help you and make you think, wow, do I actually have some processes that I need to author, or do I have ways to find better ones? One of my biggest challenges as a user is people say, well, I use naming conventions to compare processes. So I have a standard naming convention for orders and standard naming for order to cash and one for logins and such. But sometimes you don't remember what those are. And with these long processes, I mean, quite honestly, I've seen customers with 5,000 steps in a process. The naming convention just gives you a pointer. Magic Search is going to show you which ones are actually similar in the way they interact with the user interface and the application. So thank you very much, and stay tuned to our YouTube channel for more interesting facts and figures for Certify and Worksoft.